Hey everyone, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com talking about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. So if you like this sort of thing, I do a new video every week. So I'd love it if you would subscribe or hit the like button. And what I wanted to chat about today was how to tell if you're more clairvoyant or clairaudient. I learned how to be psychic, and everybody has the ability to do so. It is not weird. It is not extraordinary. It's not out there, although a lot of people still think it is. It's absolutely not. We all have intuition. We're all hardwired with this sense that protects us and takes care of us. I mean, it's a natural instinct to want to go into like this protective mode. Animals have it, birds have it, humans have it. It's just totally normal. And what helps when you're starting to get into this and learn how to activate it, to use your intuition, to use your own innate psychic abilities, is to know what senses you are more apt to rely on. As far as like the extra sensory things go. And I am primarily clairvoyant. I have a very vivid imagination. I'm a Pisces. I've been reading fairy tales and books since as early as I can remember. And so I'm very, very visual. I can imagine things. I can see pictures. So when I embarked on my training program and everything a long time ago now, it was a clairvoyant program and I was really good at it. It just sort of took off. Now, those pictures didn't make sense a lot at the beginning because they're not meant to make sense. It's a whole different facility you're using with clairvoyance. It's very different from the analytical mind, so you have to learn to separate out what you think is logical versus what your intuition and your clairvoyance is showing you. So you'll be more clairvoyant if you read books and you see pictures in your mind, or you can visualize what a character looks like. If you can close your eyes and very easily summon up an image of like a red apple, or of a tree, or of a little girl, or of a monkey, like just practice and test it out and see how you do. Now, some people, for me, it's so easy. It's just incredibly simple, and a lot of people are like that. For a lot of other people, though, it's very difficult to hone in on an image or to see things like that in their mind's eye. And now, I'm not saying just because you're not clairvoyant, you're going to be naturally clairaudient, but what I've seen from experience in training students is that the ones who are more naturally clairaudient are very comfortable with hearing messages that sound like thoughts and separating them out from their own thoughts. And clairaudience is basically just a different channel whereby you hear messages from somewhere else, like beyond. And for me, that was very difficult to do as a natural clairvoyant because I was an only child and I've been talking to myself my whole entire life. So my mind is very chattery, and it's been really funny lately for the past year or so, over a year now. I've been channeling, and it's very different to get used to tuning in and hearing, and then, gathering that information in that way. But if you're clairaudient, you will it's like these words land in your head and you just know, like you hear messages. I mean, I know a lot of people who just hear things and they know it's not them. And as a natural clairvoyant, as I was saying before, that was hard for me. But for others, very easy. And that's how you know if you're naturally clairaudient. Now, other people are very, very sensitive and will feel things, or you can have a combination of all of it. I worked hard to try to get all these things, all these like things going, you know, all these three different things. And then there's more too. There's like instant knowing, where the knowledge just like lands in your head. It's different from hearing words. It's just like you just know, and then your brain kind of like puts it out there in a format. But that whole knowing, the gut feeling thing is, I think more people have that. I would honestly say like the majority of people do have that. Like, you know, if you feel good or you feel bad, like, you know, if you get a really bad vibe from a place or from a person, or, you know, tuning into something. That alone though is extremely powerful and very helpful. But back to the whole topic of this video, clairvoyance versus clairaudience. Another thing with clairaudient people is that they will hear, they'll hear like the songs, like the snippets of music that provides like guidance or information to them. So it's all, to me, like extremely interesting. And I can tell you from experience that if you're like more clairvoyant, you can work really hard like I did and learn to be more clairaudient. And if you're more clairaudient and it's very easy for you to receive and understand and hear the guidance, you can build that clairvoyant skill as well. Personally, I think I've said this in other videos, I feel like the clairaudient people have it so easy, because all you have to do is just listen and you'll get the info you need. Like, basically you're just an interpreter. What I've found difficult though is like, because I really want to know who it's coming from, so clairvoyantly I'll be like, okay, look, like let me see, like who is that, like what is that. With clairaudience, maybe some people are just naturally born with like a certain guide, and then you always know in your whole life that this guy talks to you and tells you things. But if you're working on that, it's a whole other ball game. I'm not going to get into it, but there are things that you can do to fine tune it and to really hear who it is, and to figure out who it is, and then to connect with more specific people or beings that you'd like to communicate with clairaudiently. So that's it for this video. If there are more things you'd like me to talk about or cover, you can always email me or put a comment below on YouTube, but you can email me at ask@krishanti.com. And that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.